consider back on the presentations that you've seen so far today, and the projected threats that we face, some of the threats that people are actually seeing, and try and move to starting to think about what we can actually do in the areas and sectors that you work in terms of policy. What are the challenges, what are the barriers, what are some things that are working, where are some areas that we might explore in greater depth.
I was talking to someone who said, oh, you know, have you heard that Australia is developing this climate spine? So in the face of climate change, they're making this north-south corridor so species can adapt, and it's going to be connected, and it's going to be, you know, this really innovative, amazing new thing. And I said, sort of like the Y2Y initiative that's been going on for over a decade, you know, in Canada. I said, that's not new. It's not new. It's now you're calling it something. You know, you could call it now climate spine in BC and Alberta or something.
Government get on behind it, whereas now.
That's what I mean, and I don't want government to abandon, you know, already existing good ideas that have been going on for a while, and they still serve these purposes.
And I guess another sort of the other big sort of challenge I see in this is governments tend to be large and unwieldy and difficult to be flexible, and it's hard to kind of move with the times in an efficient or a quick way. So I think that's going to be a big challenge for changes in policy and legislation.
The climate change is an issue, right? And physically it's going to alter a lot of things that happen. It's going to alter our economies. I don't think we need to get into all that. I think we all accept that. We've got enough data in our heads. The issue on a societal basis is that it gives us an opportunity now to use this one issue to push through a number of different things that we know that we needed to do and have known that we needed to do for the last 50 years. And that comes down to sustainability issues on a broad basis, economic sustainability issues, like the thing that John was talking about, environmental sustainability issues, community development sustainability issues, to drive all those things that we know we should be doing, these no-regret strategies, underneath a climate umbrella. But in many ways, we do it a disservice by just labeling it as climate change. Really, the big discussion is community growth and sustainability, economic sustainability, societal sustainability. But I don't know if society is really ready to have those bigger discussions at this point in time. The oil industry certainly will push back whenever that happens. But here's this window of opportunity to do some of these no-regret things underneath the sustainability umbrella to show people what the new way of life for our society should be if we're not going to cut off our population growth and reduce what's happening in terms of human expansion in the world.
So BC is the biologically richest province. We've got over 1,300 species at risk, and it's only ourselves in Alberta that don't have any provincial legislation.
Adaptation is significantly more difficult if, in fact, there aren't some really hard decisions made in terms of how we are going to ameliorate the problem in the long run.
The on-the-ground environmental consultants that are doing the impact assessments and doing the pre-development plans feel very powerless in what they, and again, I'll bring it back to legislation just because there is a lack of what they can and can't do and recommend. If there's red listed species, blue listed species, green spaces they want to protect. And so what I've found is the environmental consultants that are actually giving the go-ahead where certain developments can occur are really frustrated with their lack of clout in what they can recommend.
The climate is changing. We are contributing to it. Climate has always changed. Our species, as we exist now, has gone through a lot of different things. We've adapted in the past. We're going to have to adapt in the future. The only crisis might be is that we're averse to change. The way we built our social systems and economic systems over the last 100 years, right? So we built society based upon a climate regime of 100 years. That isn't going to be the same as the climate regime in the future. We have more people. So is that a crisis? I guess so. But hold your horses, folks. It just means that we need to pool ourselves together and figure out what it's going to be like in the future for humanity and for us living here.